A beautiful good morning. It's fantastic that you're taking the time out of your probably busy day for this 30-minute routine. Investing in your body is so important. So let's lay down a solid foundation together for a future full of flexibility. Let's go, join in right away. Renee is back. Renee will demonstrate and lead the exercise along with you. And I will thoroughly explain and guide you, telling exactly how it's done. Please begin on your hands and knees. Let's go ahead and start our ab exercise session. It's quite helpful for the back and counters the effects of sitting. Renee, let your body fully hang through. Push your groin forward and hang completely. Pull your navel back and let your groin go down. Try to avoid arching your back excessively and gradually continue to ease deeper into the stretch. Renee, in which area do you feel the pull?
Across the groin area, and it also extends to the buttocks region.
Above the buttocks into the back. Exactly. And that's totally good. Don't worry, because that shows exactly where something is too short. Yes, according to our understanding.
But now I've got a hollow back, you know, Roland.
Yes, but a slight hollow back is not bad at all, just not too extreme. That's exactly why concentrating on the groin area is absolutely wonderful. Allow the groins to continue sinking downward and draw the navel inward. This helps to limit the extent of the hollow back position. But go in a bit and that's just fine. Breathe deeply in and out. And find your limit on how far you can lower yourself. Find exactly the boundary. By the way, if you can't hold on with your arms, then rest your forearms on a couch or a chair. It'll be easier for you. If that doesn't work, stand by the wall and stretch over it. There are plenty of ways to do the abdominal exercise. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out.
Does it really matter where the head is?
Yes, the more you lean your head back and lift it up, the more exhausting it gets. However, make an attempt to pull the chin back first. So instead of lifting and overstretching upwards, start by gently pulling the chin back. But you don't necessarily have to go along with it. That would be a bonus, so to speak. Once you let your head out, you already get plenty of exercise for the entire body because it's the most important exercise of all, considering we sit so much. And that compensates for sitting, because when sitting we are bent forward and here we are overstretched. Continue to breathe in gradually and smoothly. And always be attentive to your boundary, making sure it continues to feel positive and beneficial. Is that okay with you? Yes, it can be tough, but it really shouldn't hurt negatively. And now, press your knees into the ground as if you're trying to pull them forward through the floor. Then, after relaxing once more, you'll notice that you can go slightly further down with the groins.
I am almost at the bottom.
That's totally fine, really. You're quite agile too. So if you find yourself hanging high up, there's no need to worry at all. The millimeter which you gain is equally as valuable as the one that Renee is able to gain. Alright, and at this moment, begin to slowly lift your hips. Yes, rise up and carefully position and place your feet down on the floor.
What do you mean?
Position your feet in such a way that they really dig firmly into the mat. And then you practically push your knees back. And if your feet don't slip, you can now build up nice tension here along the whole row of toes on both sides. Let the stretch build up. This is the beloved toe flexor exercise, or toe bending exercise. Got it now. Toe flexor exercise. Keep a steady pace moving forward, then transition gradually backward, ensuring no toes slip out of place. They need to stick there, so to speak. If it's necessary, wear shoes with a sole that grips the carpet better for the exercise. Something along those lines, yeah?
Is it all right if I fully put my weight on it now?
No, you should primarily push your knees back. So, don't apply pressure from above, but the knees should be pushed back. And then you notice that the whole foot comes under tension. If you just sit on it, then only the toes are involved. But this way we target both the toes and the entire sole of the foot simultaneously. So if your sole often cramps, if you have foot pain, for such issues, this is wonderfully recommended. So, and now let's go ahead and do our strength training in an extended, thoroughly stretched position right here. At this moment, Renee and you at home, you're pressing your toes as firmly as humanly possible against the ground, as if they wanted to slide backward. Press down with all your strength. Then allow yourself to relax, and if it's at all possible, ease your knees just a tiny fraction further backward.
Pushing is definitely a good thing, as you mentioned. Pushing.
Push, exactly. The knees need to be pushed. Stay nice and calm, breathe deeply, and press against the floor with your toes again. Really tighten it very firmly indeed. Then slowly let it loose once again. And then gently move yourself out of the position. And now stay on your knees and move your hands forward. But bring your hips forward as well. Move the pelvis forward until the thighs are vertical. And when the thighs are vertical, bring your hands together until the thumbs, which are spread apart, are able to really touch each other. And at this point, you continue by gradually moving the upper end of the sternum further and further down. This is the Liebscher-Bracht shoulder back exercise, which is great for the shoulder and stretches this big back muscle, the latissimus. Maybe you know the name, it's quite famous. This muscle?
Oh, this is quite big, Roland.
Yes, that's good if you feel it, because whenever you feel that the exercise is intense, it's working for you. If you could easily fit this routine into your daily life, you could also skip it. But we have 27 exercises after all. Exercises for different body areas, and each area deals with a tight spot. And if Renee says it's intense, then that's the tight spot he needs to work on. What's yours? I've got a really nice trick to share with you involving the upper end of the breastbone. Instead of just pulling the sternum down, gently extend it in the direction of your knees. Focus on drawing the upper end toward your knees. And stay in the exercise, continuing only as long as you can comfortably endure without needing to step out. It honestly should not be overdone. When you notice what these exercises do to you, it would be great if you could leave a comment about what effect they have on you, whether you feel like Renee and say, oh, they are intense. And share the video with friends, acquaintances via WhatsApp or social media so it gets around and everybody gets to know what they can do to relieve their pain. Continue descending, and now Renee, press with your hands, and you at home also, as strongly as you can manage, firmly against the floor. Everything else remains steady. The hands press as firmly as possible against the ground. You're shaking slightly, that's good. Good job, Renee. Renee is putting in the effort. Now relax again and bring the sternum further towards the knees. It keeps moving forward a bit, you see?
Yes.
And like before, you consistently press down as firmly and strongly as you can manage against the floor with your hands. Relax completely, go a bit deeper one last time, and then please lie down comfortably on your stomach. Lay directly on your stomach. Okay, and now let's focus specifically on the shoulders with the Liebscher and Bracht shoulder exercise. No, it's actually a chest exercise. Extend your arm outwards at shoulder height, and then elevate it at a 45-degree angle. Now position the left foot towards the left side. But make sure not to bend the leg at all. Keep the leg absolutely straight. Just move the leg to the left side and ensure it's aligned towards that side. Then you place your left yin chu hand down securely. And at this moment, you twist your body and bring your left knee forward. Yes, hold there. Remain in that same position. Make sure your right shoulder stays firmly on the ground. The shoulder must stay on the ground. And where do you feel the stretch?
It stretches from my shoulder over the elbow and all the way down to the fingertips.
Wonderful. Then we have a whole line area that is being stretched. It couldn't be better. Stay nice and low.
That you always find joy in my pain so much.
I'm really glad when exercises manage to work well. If you felt nothing from them, they'd simply be ineffective. That's why I'm happy. And the more challenging the exercise, the greater the joy. Certainly, just keep going further in. Also crucial, your shoulder needs to stay firmly on the floor or get as close to the floor as you possibly can. And now start by pressing your right arm against the floor with all your strength as firmly as possible. Press firmly against it. If you're shaking again, you're shaking. That would be good because the more you exert yourself, the better the effect of this strength training in the stretched muscle. Super, super valuable. We absolutely love this. So take a moment to relax once more and gently deepen even further into the stretch.
Can I lift off a little bit like this?
Yes, with the head fine, but keep the shoulder down. Notice, when the shoulder stays down, you're fully in that stretch. This is a wonderful exercise for the stretch in the corner. A wonderful addition to the stretch in the corner. And then it becomes loose again, allowing you to go even further in. Okay, and now let's return to the prone position. Stretch out the left arm at shoulder height, then adjust to 45 degrees. Yes, that's correct. Place your right hand. Now we're doing the Liebscher-Bracht chest exercise at 45 degrees for the left side. Always remember, diagonally across from your left arm, your right leg should extend outwards. It's a precise movement, yes. Extend it a little bit more, about 30 or 40 centimeters. Pull the left leg in closer, then rotate, and while rotating, position the right knee out. When turning, stick the right knee out, yes. And now you're in the stretch. Why do we do this with the legs? We do this because if you don't place the legs to the side, then the shoulder angle changes when turning. And that's how we successfully avoid it. So always remember, the arm that is extended is diagonal to it, the legs, then the shoulder angle remains correct.
Could you just briefly explain why 45 degrees?
Because that's exactly the angle that works best for shoulder issues, that has the best effect. Because our arms are always more or less at a 45-degree angle, forward and downward. So the logic is that we need to be at 45 degrees backward. From a biomechanics perspective, considering these joint angles and settings and all the shortening. And now push with your left hand, with your left arm as hard as possible against the ground again. Press as firmly as possible, release and go further into the stretch. Make sure to do it exactly like this at home. If you can't engage something during this tension, then just stay in the stretch. That is already working really well. And once again, you are firmly pressing against it. Then you relax and gently go a little bit further into the stretch. And come back out and sit, please, feet pointed that way. And now we're focusing on the buttocks and the hip area. With the beloved buttocks exercise, position your right lower leg horizontally right in front of you. Under the left leg. Yes, underneath the leg, exactly. Keep it parallel to the front edge of the mat. Adjust it here to 90 degrees. Lift it a little bit more. Perfect.
Yep.
Make sure there is a right angle in the right knee, then extend the left leg as far back as you are able.
Attention now, the shock is coming.
Okay, it's not that bad after all.
Yes.
It's really not bad whatsoever. Even if you find it tougher, there's no reason at all to worry about it. Just strive to ease more into this particular position each and every time you engage in practice. The left hand should be here.
Okay.
And bring the right hand a little bit forward and to the side so that was that the right one? Did I say left before?
You said right. Okay.
Using your right hand along with your right arm, you now carefully push your entire body backwards and to the left side gently. Move back and to the left.
He is referring to up and straight. That's actually what you mean, correct? Straight up.
Certainly, so from your perspective, push backward to align yourself straight when viewed from the side, and also push to the left so that you appear straight when viewed from the front. Right buttock lightly pulls. Where does it pull on the left?
It stretches starting from the left side of the hip all the way up to the thigh. On the right, it pulls starting from the buttock, extending further on to reach the back of the knee area.
Yes, wonderful. You see, there's a lot going on. I hope you're feeling the same way because then it will have an even bigger impact. And now, the primary task during stretching is to consistently maintain your body's alignment and keep it straight, while also making a genuine effort to gently bring your left hip closer to the right heel bone, towards the right heel, and naturally continue to extend the left leg even further back. But if it doesn't go any further at first, then it stays that way. It's not an issue. And now we press down. With the right foot as hard as possible against the ground, but the body remains straight. And with the left knee, push down as hard as you can against the floor. Really press hard, go on, apply pressure firmly. Gently release the tension and move deeper into the stretch. And once more, press really hard, apply firm pressure. Right foot down, left knee down, then relax and deepen the stretch further. And gently come back, move your left leg forward and remain seated comfortably in position with your feet stretched out ahead of you. Alright, the next exercise, it's the spine exercise, the one introduced by Liebscher-Bracht. Spine exercise, legs bent at 90 degrees. Yes, exactly. Now gently let the knees fall outward while pressing the soles of the feet together. And now let's see if you can reach forward with your hands. It's quite effortless for you. If it's equally simple for you too, then feel free to slide your feet a bit further forward. Or move your buttocks backwards. It has the same effect. Both work, just don't gain too much momentum because we want to move slowly so you don't get overwhelmed.
Those who can't do it this way can use the strap.
Yes, if you're all the way back, you can pull yourself forward by the legs or put the stretching strap around your feet and then pull yourself further forward using the strap. Now describe where it pulls, Renee.
So starting from above the buttocks up towards the shoulders and on my upper thigh extending to the buttocks.
And now continuously pull yourself forward in such a way that the limit, regardless of where you feel the stretching discomfort, remains just about bearable and manageable. It should definitely be a kind of pleasant pain. During the exercise, if you'd like, even when you're practicing at home, you can choose to let go of one hand and gently use one hand to pull your head slightly further downwards. As the left hand pulls the torso forward, you primarily sense the effect in that particular area. And the right hand would pull the head down to simultaneously stretch the neck. Keep pulling yourself deeper. Okay? Now we'll show it for the head and torso. But you can also just do torso. Now your torso wants to go back, but you hold it steady and your head wants to go up. You're holding it tight. You loosen up, pull the torso further forward and bring the head further down. And again, the torso wants to go back, the left hand holds it in place. The head wants to go up, the right hand holds it in place. Loosen up and continue moving forward. Then gently come back out. And now we definitely need to work on the left side for the gluteus muscle exercise. Step forward with your left leg, parallel to the mat's edge, exactly like we did on the other side before. Swing your right leg back, correct the angle so that it has 90 degrees at the left knee and bring the leg back. And this is now the buttock exercise according to Liebscher-Bracht on the mat for the left side. Really stretch deeply into it. Reflect on what we did previously. How exactly did we approach that? To maintain the flow of communication, please let me know if there's anything else you need help with. Yes, you're tighter on the right side, right? Yes, it's shorter than the left. So maybe do this side more often or practice longer and more intensively than the other to gradually balance it out. You can do this at home just the same if you notice differences between the right and left sides. Then breathe deeply into it. Try to gradually bring your right hip even closer to the heel bit by bit, getting it nearer each time. And now you're at work. That's tiring too. It's okay if it's tiring because you'll be rewarded for your effort. It shouldn't develop into something so uncomfortable that you feel the need to leave, making it a negative situation that you have to cancel. Worst case, that can't happen. I think
I've been doing this for too long.
You definitely need to relax a little bit, just loosen up a bit. Now, exactly what I just said shouldn't happen has happened. So it must be such that you can actually stay in there for hours. Then it is just within the comfort zone. And now comes the strength training part. You push down firmly with your left foot and press down with your right knee, relax a bit, and continue going further in. By the way, we're truly working through the entire body now. If you're interested in having even more detailed guidance on how to feel better all over your body, you should definitely try out our app, the Liebscher-Bracht app. Check it out. Every morning you have a 7-minute workout where I motivate you, where we train together, and the goal is to become more pain-free and flexible as we get older. Go on and give it a try. I genuinely believe you'll be absolutely thrilled. Now let's press down with the left foot and the right knee against the ground as firmly as you can manage. Stay straight, Rene. Completely relax all your muscles. Now let's press and extend further in, and go ahead and carefully bring both of your legs forward smoothly. Both legs forward. And now it's time for the rear leg exercise. The Liebscher-Bracht rear leg exercise. Then you should take the strap. If you don't have one available, use a belt, or if nothing's nearby, hang forward with your hands. One leg will remain relaxed and be left out of the exercise. Proceed by grabbing the other foot with the stretching strap. First, pull back your foot. Maintain your body perfectly straight. Attempt to form an arch in your back. You'll feel it pulling more.
In the knee hollow.
Exactly, and that's the biggest bottleneck for most. But now attention. Many people quit this exercise and don't like it due to the stretching pain behind the knee. However, if you handle it skillfully and well, then your knee will be relieved very effectively. Please gradually increase until it really starts to hurt in the area behind your knee, but remains just barely on the positive side. That's the important part. If it's still positive, you'll notice after 10 or 20 seconds, it'll go a bit further. Proceed further inside. Ensure it stays within a range you can comfortably manage without any difficulty. Anything else would be torture, and you wouldn't enjoy doing this exercise at all and would likely skip it. This applies to all exercises, by the way. It should challenge you effectively, but of course it should never overwhelm you. And overwhelmed is when it gets a negative sign, when you have to brace against it, when you want to get out of the exercise. All these things show that you're practicing way too much. Many people practice too little, since they lack sufficient intensity, but some also practice far too much. The golden middle is just right.
2 minutes is generally considered the perfect time.
2 minutes is the...
I've done too much by accident. No.
No, that's all perfectly fine. Everything's fine. The forefoot goes forward, held securely and firmly. Meanwhile, shift the torso back, ensuring it stays steady and balanced throughout the exercise. Foot wants to go forward, torso wants to go back. Relax. Continue moving the torso forward, it should stay straight. But make sure you stay within the comfort zone. And again, foot wants to go forward, while torso wants to move back. Release again, and let's switch to the other leg. Place the stretching strap around the ball of your foot. Very important, one more detail for you. Place the stretching strap around the toe base joints. Not too low since the lever arm is too short. Not too high as it will overstrain the toes. Yes, that's precisely correct. And once more, the knee remains straight and the torso stays upright. You observe the foot moving backward. And the torso remaining straight towards in the front. Where does it pull again?
Behind the knee region.
But you really have to love it. You genuinely need to appreciate that pain behind your knee because it helps in freeing up your knee. And especially if you have problems with Baker's cysts or pain in the back of the knee and such, you'll notice how beneficial it is in most cases. Keep breathing into it. Breathe in deeply, breathe out deeply. Always breathe through the nose, by the way. I wouldn't breathe through the mouth during the exercises because nose breathing is much more calming. The body really needs to calm.
I'm sure I've already finished in 2 minutes.
No, I have my watch exactly situated in clear view.
You talk and talk endlessly.
I speak exactly as much as time permits. I want to make your practice sessions enjoyable for you all. I won't leave you alone with this stretch pain. Again, let's return to our strength training. The left forefoot wants to go there, but you hold it firmly. The torso wants to move back, but you keep it steady. Use as much strength as you want, as you have. Shaking is good. Well done if you shake too, but if it's your first time, maybe better not to shake. You should ease into it until you feel comfortable. Relax your body and continue moving further into the stretch.
Did you manage to see how far I managed to get? Were you able to notice that?
Let's take another look. Tighten up again. Back wants to go back, forefoot wants to go forward. Now focus on the head. Ah, yes, exactly. Relax and move forward.
I'll get closer.
Yes, just make sure not to become too round in shape. Yes, that would change the stretch then, and slowly ease out again. Great. Could you please turn yourself towards the camera for us?
Hi.
Sit down on your heels. This one isn't meant for resting. Rest will come next.
There's no rest for you.
A little further forward, there will be a break after the routine, and sit in the kneeling position. All right, so now please proceed with the following instructions. Take your hands and place your fingertips at the top end of the back of your head, then gently pull and roll your head forward, bringing it into a soft curve.
With the chin, sort of?
With your chin, you sort of want to tuck it into your neck, or even directly upwards, so that a nice and natural curve develops in the cervical spine at the back. Because there's always that significant tension present. And this Liebscher-Bracht cervical spine exercise, which is what it's specifically called, is designed exactly for that purpose, to gradually soften that stiff neck and slowly allow you to get in there better, to gain more flexibility, relaxation. And please remember vessels, lymphatic pathways, nerves that run along muscles, between muscles. When the muscles are tense, they get pressed. We're aiming to make all this more relaxed. You'll certainly notice the effect afterwards when you finish the exercise and step out. So now we're going to proceed with this, so pay close attention, okay? Now, there's a switch in hands. The left hand releases. No, I got it wrong, forgive me. It's actually the right hand that releases. Gradually pull the right elbow downwards as the left hand gently moves over to the right side of the head, slowly pulling it gently leftward while keeping the head firmly down. Keep your back nice and straight. And pull your head, which stays down, to the left and lower your right shoulder. And then you will definitely notice a very distinct and noticeable pull on the right side, specifically at the back of your neck. Do you feel it now?
I notice.
You remain in the lower position and continue pulling even further. Additionally, if you realize that you have the capability to go even further down, you can shift a little bit downward while still continuing to pull towards the left. You could describe it as diagonally down to the left. Notice that you delve really deep into those layers here, the ones that trouble us, where the board hangs and where we're often stuck. Feel uncomfortable, stop at night. We don't want that anymore, and that's why we do this.
How much longer?
You now keep it under control, stay relaxed, take a deep pull, keep pulling over, and at this point we'll begin with our strength training session. Now gradually turn your head towards the right side.
With the head to the right, okay.
Head tilts to the right.
Okay.
Certainly, but ensure you don't let it happen. Keep the head steady, stay relaxed and gently pull it a bit more to the left. Again, the head tilts to the right. Relax completely and pull it gently further left. Now place your right hand back onto your head once more. Then gently pull your head straight downward again using both hands. Keep your back nice and straight. Now we are going to perform the entire process in the reverse direction. The left hand releases and moves downward, gently pulling the left shoulder down. Meanwhile, the right hand gently draws the head over to the right side. Refrain from rotating, maintain a straight alignment to ensure the nose points downward, and gently pull the head toward the right side. Drop your left shoulder lower. Exactly, just like that. At this point, you should really begin to notice the stretch along the left side of your neck towards the back.
Oh, I do say, oh wow.
Oh, sounds really good, especially if you also find yourself thinking, oh, what's hanging there? Just be glad, make it soft, because the stretching will keep increasing and your sense of well-being and comfort will continue to rise. This is a very, very high probability. Yes, Pull nicely and don't twist the torso. The torso stays straight. Only the head is pulled to the right. The left hand pulls down, the left shoulder pulls down. Yes, and here too. Let's move on to our strength training, but in moderation. Yes, always be a bit mindful of the cervical spine. The head pulls to the left, but you hold it steady. You relax and pull it further to the right. And again, the head pulls to the left. Relax yourself, pull a bit more to the right, and ensure the left shoulder stays low. Alright, slowly come out while taking your time. Begin by straightening your head properly, then proceed to gently tilt it backward. Alright. And with that, we're done with the routine. Now feel in your body. Don't be surprised if you feel sore, especially if it's your first time. But really feel into it and try to sense free movement, a sense of looseness, and definitely less tension. All these things are going around a bit. Take in what you want. Remember what I said about the app? If you have an interest in that, you should definitely take some time to explore the app. On the other hand, if you're short on time for 30 minutes daily, there's a great 15-minute routine available here that also effectively works your whole body. And down here there is a button where you can subscribe to the channel in case you haven't done so yet. Keep in mind that YouTube will notify you if you activate the bell. Also, we will be showing you yet another excellent exercise. Always give it a try, even if you're not directly affected by the topic, because it might do you good anyway. Bye. See you next time.
Stay flexible.